The front section of the wreck is all that's left now. I stripped away nearly 2/3 of the original ship so far, hoping what remains could be rebuilt into something flight-worthy. At least that's the goal. I need to deal with the mass, add enough thrust and power, and hope the structure holds together long enough to prove itself. It's gonna be tight. I'm not even sure the batteries will hold, but I've come too far now to give up. One step at a time, let's see what's possible. One of the things we might have to consider is we have a lot of this scrap metal as well, and somebody said we might have to look into just refining it so it just is no longer adding to the weight. Look at that. We have 93, we have 10k. That's 100k scrap metal, which would give us a lot of iron, which would be much lighter as well. We could just build a refinery here for now, just so it can... I don't know, can we use just a standard refinery for that? Let me build you here. I want to check as well to my ores and make sure that this is the first thing it's going to take. Right? So now we should be able to build it. And I check the refinery. Alright, so the refinery is going to take all of this scrap metal and just take it all and get rid of it. That's going to make iron. We can move it in there, and then that's going to clear up everything. We also have some ore still, like the stone. We got some nickel, we got some cobalt. So that could also be refined. I don't know if cobalt gets refined in this. I think it does. But this is going to take too long. This is just to get rid of this, maybe even this and the nickel, while we're focusing on improving the power situation. So what we can do is just build another block here and get another refinery or another wind turbine. And I think we're just going to build another tower that does the same for us. All right, and then we're just going to extend this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And I think that should be enough. So we got one assembler, which actually, if we want to, we could put some speed modules on it. On the bottom, maybe one. Although I'm not entirely sure. This container is definitely not going to be the final solution. This container is too big for the ship, as in hanging from the belly. But for the moment, it will serve its purpose, because we do need a lot of space to have it all in here. That refinery is doing its job. It's not going very quick, but it's doing its job. Alright. So while this is now powering, I think this battery should now... Let me see. 1 hour. 2 hours. And 2 hours. Did we have any uranium on this? I got 10 uranium. If I would like to build a reactor. To build a reactor, we will need reactor components. 100 of them. To make reactor components, we need silver. And we need 100 of them. That means we will need 167 silver. We do not have silver. No. So I cannot make a reactor. So the first thing I would probably do is change these two braking thrusters instead of these. I might actually keep them as the iron thrusters. It just looks nice. And I think in the future we will be not replacing this. We will be converting this to a hydrogen ship. We just will need to figure out where to put the tank and such. I think we might actually be able to put it in here. We'll see. Let's take out the rockets. No? I'm too full. Let's see. If I grind... Yeah, it's okay. I just want to grind you down so you don't fill this one up again. Now, how is this connected? So this is all connected on that block. Is it or not? We might have to do this one by one. So let's see if I can remove you. And let's see if I can put a thruster in here. There you go. So now this should hold up. That means I should be able to remove this. And as far as I know, this window here with this little light should also stick even if I remove you. Oh, and then we should be able to put another turret thruster here. Also, I don't like the unwelded blocks because they look too shiny. There is a mod that called textured build stage, which I really like, and I think it would be nice to see this also added as an addition to like the vanilla version of the game. But yeah, we'll see. I probably will weld this all up just. Alright, so now we got braking thrust, quite a lot of braking thrust. I think it might be too much, but for the moment I'm gonna leave it as this. We have the sidewards thrust, we have a little bit of upwards thrust, which is not enough for sure. And we do need some forwards thrust. And for the moment I'm not entirely sure how we're gonna complete or finish off this backside. So maybe we should just not put too much effort on the thrusters until we're back home. So perhaps we just put like 2 of them on the wings. Because this will probably completely change depending on when we have the ice and this becomes a hydrogen-based ship. So we got forward thrust, we got left, right, and braking, and we have a little bit of lifting, which is not enough. Because, yeah, I think I actually removed them because the plan was to move these in better locations. Yeah, true. But one thing is for sure, these are no longer... Well, this one is no longer important. This might be important with that vent on top. We'll see. Alright, let's start looking into the conveyors. I wonder if we just would have to convey it from the back here instead. Then we don't need to bother, we can put our thrusters here. So if I would change this to a... let's see, a T. Now, how would we link up you? Can I check on top of the ship to see what we have up there? So we do have these 2 conveyors, which are not as important as like visible. So these should be just either elbows or something else. We cannot remove this block because that is not a complete block. How much space did such a large connected container take again? Not the container, let's see, if I do U and I go for the large one, you are taking 3 blocks though. So you would take 1, 2, and then poke out the bottom. I could, of course, just poke it through here. Not that it's gonna look nice, but we could get rid of this gun and have a thruster poking through here. But then we need to switch our conveyor line instead of in the middle to the outside and then connect back to the center. Yeah. But this conveyor goes around and should connect to this pipeline. I'm not entirely sure if this is actually a, let me see. No, it doesn't go outside. Good. So, there we go. And then we can have our pipeline that goes around. An elbow here and an elbow here. There we go. So now this is all linked up. And let me see. We will need to replace you with a T. And then we can remove these. There we go. Now we just need to remove all this. And then just open up the hole. This is all heavy armor, by the way. And remove these. So in here we should be able to put one of those large thrusters. Hopefully. Can I go one lower? No, and that's because of the terrain. But we will put a large thruster in here. I think one large thruster should be enough to lift this whole thing up. Can we quickly check the conveyor line in here? Build info conveyor network. Okay, sorry. So this is all linked up. This is linked up. We are just missing some connections here, but the rest here seems to be fine. We will probably have to do more of this once we're starting to work on hydrogen. But that means I could put a speed module here. Survival kit can go. There we go. I need to lift the ship up. And I'm thinking to do this with a piston. Would it be possible to lift this up with a piston? Just one? So this should normally be enough to lift this up. And a Mac plate. Maybe I should put a block underneath and then a Mac plate. Unable to place magnetic plate. Okay.
Energy low.
Alright, let's recharge again. Let's see if we can lift it, and then I'll just connect the landing gear on a better position once we lift it up. So first things first is disable auto lock. Then we can extend you a bit.
Fuel low.
Oh, now it's this.
Fuel critical.
Okay. It's a good thing we have this large hydrogen tank here, because this would have been a pain in the behind to fix this ship without hydrogen. And then we say lock. And then we're gonna grind you away. Which means you should stop working now. Because as long you're not on a fixed grid, as in if it's not on a landing gear, it will stop working. Yeah. So now we should be able to lift you up, hopefully. Oh yeah, the batteries are on recharge, that's why. So we should be able to put one of those batteries on auto. There we go. I think that's why it also didn't show how much power I had left. There we go. Alright, so this ship is now being lifted off the ground. That means I should be able to put my thruster in here. Are we maxed out or not? We're still going up now. No. Honestly, I think this is enough. I think we can do another block. There we go. That's all we needed. This is now blocked, landed, and can put our thruster in there. Let's see, 8. Now, this is going to take a lot of motors. I'm not entirely sure if I have enough. $109. No, definitely not enough. Could we change this to a welder? Did I not have like a grinder somewhere in here? There we go, 9. Welder. So if I do this, this should be doing the trick by both being the pipeline and the welder. So you're going to be welding up most of this except for the motors. We need like another 800 motors. So production, we need 700 motors. That will mean we need 5,000 iron and 1,300 nickel. We have enough. We can make all of the engines, all of the thrusters. Alright, good. But that should be it now. These are all the thrusters we need to take this ship off and fly with it. 4 batteries? I'm not sure if that's going to be enough. I have to see. Man, I wish there were ways to make this look cleaner. I cannot build above this. Or I need to push this thruster even lower. Which we could do, to be honest. Now that we have the materials. Alright, let me try that.
Inventory full. Inventory
Let's see,
full.
can we slide this a step lower? Um, okay, so this should not be this. This should be following that line. Oh, seems like we shifted this thruster in the wrong spot here. You see? This thruster should be there. There we go. Now, can I put this thruster one step lower? Like that. Yes. Turn you off. And turn that welder on again. Because this will allow me to build in plates on top of this. So it looks a little bit more closed. It's not perfect. I wish there were better ways to make this look better. Yeah, I'm not impressed with the solution this gives me. We'll have to look into this. Like I said, this is going to be temporary. Again, this is not going to be a hydrogen thruster. This is not going to be an atmospheric ship once we're done with it. But yeah, it's a bit weird that these blocks take so much space if you cannot close it off properly. I don't know. So, battery 17 seconds, 51 minutes, 27 minutes, 43 minutes. Honestly, I think this is pretty okay for the ship. I feel like we might be able to take off with that. I think. So let's just put all the thrusters in a group. Can I disable a landing gear that has not been fixed? No, I need to weld it up so I can disconnect it. Which, you know what I need to do as well is the batteries. Save. All right. Groups. Recharge on and off. Do I have my... Yes. So switch lock. Okay. How high is this off the ground? Honestly, if this is not taking off, this is gonna bump the ground, no? That means that might be damaged. Even this one might be damaged. Should I try to lower this again on a piston? There we go. Then let's say no auto lock. And then we just extend this slowly until it hits the floor. A little bit more. There we go. Switch lock. And let's lower this. Okay, my batteries are on recharge still. I got 82% charge. I think that should be enough now for flying. If I'm gonna release this, this ship is gonna fall over. I probably can just put that Mac plate on my toolbar instead of the landing gear. G, Mac plate, switch lock, and then V. This thing is weighing 700,000. Let's put the thrusters on. I'm currently using 46%. I have 27% battery left. If I disconnect you... Yeah, I'm not taking off. Let me just try to hook this up again. 9. And turn off my thrusters. I don't have enough to go off. I need to go... I think we need to build another thruster. But... Man... I really thought this would have worked with one thruster. Isn't this like... How many... Doesn't matter. I guess we're just gonna put one thruster in the back here temporarily to lift this up. As I said, I don't want this to be an atmospheric ship. This is gonna be a hydrogen ship in the future, so... If this is already taking 20 minutes to fly with one of those thrusters, that's gonna be 10 minutes. We might have to build more batteries as well. Okay, let me just try to put another...
Fuel low.
Okay, you're gonna work again.
Fuel critical.
Okay, let's heal up first. So we need another bunch of motors. Forever. This takes forever. Way too long. This takes way too long. And I put a battery here and a battery here. And then I just need to make the power cells. And we should be able to charge a little bit more. Should have enough to lift the ship up with 2 thrusters. What I could do is move my gyros forward, here for example, and then we can still put our door left and right. I have been considering driving back with my rover home and then come back with my flyer with some silver so I could put the reactor in here. I don't know how much reactor components weigh. In the end, this might be the smartest option anyway, because I can... I still got my dude in here. Well, if you die, you die. So, I'm gonna drive back. Oh, you know what we could do? Is actually get some steel plates with us, because when I'm driving back, we're gonna have a serious bump there. Alright. Let's, did I mark this? No, we need to mark this. GPS. Abandoned outpost ship. All right. Oh, well, no, okay. I thought I would be taking you with me, but you're not. Let's go home. Let's cross this bridge while it's still daylight. Oh, really? Right at the moment I'm arriving at the bridge, a storm comes in. Really? Unbelievable. It's a good thing I don't have damaging lightning on, because this would be fun. Okay, I'm gonna break here. Ah! Oh my god. We're gonna build one of those platforms. I don't need power cells. There we go. And then I want to build a ramp that goes down here. For that we need steel plate. Now, a thing I forgot is this stupid pixel. No, I cannot reach it. So let's try to stand a little bit closer now, instead of... And let's see if I can get out of this. This is probably going to be a bit of a bump there with that pixel. Yep. We need to have a drill on that. Don't know if I can build a drill. How much large steel tubes do we need? 4. So what we could do is steal it from something like my wheels. All right, so if I now jump into my cockpit and I do tool block drill. There we go. It's gone. That's all we needed. That's all we needed. All right. Let's go home. Let's go and pick up our flyer. So we need 100 reactors. I'm not entirely sure how much 100 reactors weigh and if I can carry them, but I think it should be fine in the ship. You know, I was thinking like, this is going to take like half an hour. Get this thing welded up, get some thrusters on it, lift it up. But no, nope, no. And we cannot lift, we could not even lift it with one large thrusters. That's insane. Just make sure we don't drive into the pit. Might be a perfect time to sleep even. Home sweet home. So let's first see control and panel reactor. We don't have any reactor components. How much silver do we have? I think we have enough to make 100 of those. Yeah, all right. Oh, no, no, no. That's detector components. Damn it. 100 of those. Yeah, that works. It's been a while since we slept here. Hello, good morning. Welcome back to another beautiful day. Hello, buddy. It's been a while. Cargo. And then we're looking for Reactor. There we go. That's all I need. Let's fly back. And 9. Thruster is already welded up, so that's nice. I think we will be able to land on top of the ship maybe in the future there. That might be a good idea. For the moment, I'm just going to land down here. And just try to weld up that reactor. Okay. Reactor. There we go. So now these batteries should recharge pretty quickly. 12 seconds. How far are you guys? 37 minutes. 37 minutes. Let me fly my Scarab now on the other side of the base, and then we can look into this. Alright, I have a feeling this will be enough. I think. So let's grind you away. The other one is connected. It is. Let's try that one more time. On. Here we go. We're lifting off. I got 38 minutes left. Let's look for a bit of a flat area, and I'm gonna grind down all of these wind turbines. Ready to... There we go. And turn off the thrusters. I need to put that other thruster in that group as well. Save. There we go. Let's grind down this whole thing now. The next thing I'm going to do here is we're going to give this a few landing legs for the moment. Or one landing leg. So we can remove that piston. There we go. This is definitely very heavy. Heavier than I expected it would be. I'm assuming it is because of the car container being full. Well, I don't know if it's full, but... So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna dock my little ship on top here. Let's... Can I put a mag plate here reversed and then just land my ship on top of that? And then we can come back with the rest. For the rest, once we are happy with the ship's design. So, power on. There we go. And turn off. Alright, let's bring this bad boy home. We'll come back for you later. So these two thrusters already are struggling with the weight of what I have here. This definitely has to become a hydrogen ship. It's unbelievable this ship got lifted by 4 large thrusters. And I'm having like half of the ship left. Unbelievable. Look how heavy this ship is. It's insane. 2 thrusters are having a lot of struggle with this weight. We're also on a high gravity planet, So I should remember that. Let's move you. So let's say no more auto lock and switch lock. And then let's bring you over to the base again. All right. So yeah, this definitely is going to need a lot of work to get done. What I'm going to have to do here is, let's see, is this empty? Let's ship height empty. This is completely empty. All right. So we can disconnect you. And I can take you away for the moment.
Inventory full.
And then we move you away. Because we're going to have to connect our ship onto this on our base. So I can transfer over all these materials and empty. I forgot about the weight. One, which I need to weld up. Otherwise I won't be able to weld up. There we go. And then do we just do some pipe? That should allow us to, I think we can replace one of them with a connector here. So if I would do this and we put a connector here, then we should be able to land our ship on top of that. I think. We'll just have to remove this landing gear because that cannot work anymore. Alright. Did I turn off my thrusters? I don't think I did. No. So if I grind down this thing here, that should still float. Yeah. Another thing we should do is connector. And we need to lower the strength to 0.002 so it doesn't pull the ship down while we're trying to land. There we go. And there we go. Connected. Whew. All right. So now we should be able to just transfer everything from this container into our base, and then we can start looking into rebuilding this once more, this time into a hydrogen-based ship. What I'm considering to do is actually go with my ship. We have an ice lake 7 kilometers away, so we can go and drill some ice, bring it back home, refine, or not refine, process the ice into hydrogen. And this should allow us to make a hydrogen-based ship. And I think that is going to be the plan here. Because this is definitely not working. This ship is definitely not lifting with the weight we have right now. I got the ship in the air. Barely. 1 thruster wasn't enough. 2 struggled. Even after cutting most of the mass, it's still far too heavy for atmospheric flight. I brought it back to base, but the next step won't be rebuilding. It will be mining. There is an ice deposit a few kilometers out, and if I want to get the ship flying properly, I will need hydrogen. So that's going to be the plan for tomorrow. Once again, thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this series, then feel free to leave a like or drop a comment. It is always appreciated, and I will see you in the next one. Beeblebum out.